In recent years, there has been an increasing discussion of the potential role of afforestation and reforestation in addressing climate change. Effective plantation with 100% establishment and fast growth rates can augment the generation of greenery. It is the need of the hour to mitigate the adverse impact of climate change and global warming, with regular and quick afforestation at minimum expenditure. To meet this demand, an innovative technique of raising tree bank has been developed by Shri Prasada Rao Vaddarapu, IFS Managing Director at Tripura Rehabilitation Plantation Corporation. With the idea of forest on wheels, Mr. Rao has developed a technique named tree banks to plant trees in polybags and create green belts overnight. Let's hear from him what are tree banks and how they are created.
Yes, actually tree banks. Tree banks means it is a place where pole-sized trees. Pole-sized trees means a height of minimum 12 feet and a collar girth of about 20 centimeters. So these stature trees are readily available to supply to any agency from where they will carry these pole-sized trees and plant it in a barren land so that one can create green belts overnight. Today it is a barren land and overnight you carry this pole-sized trees, plant it there, and tomorrow morning you can show green belts over there. So this is a concept which we developed, and the place where this type of pole-sized trees are generated, it is called tree bank.
By planting these trees, Mr. Rao explains, one can create green belts overnight at a very economical cost. This low-cost innovation is a way to increase the green cover in public areas and national highways without having to invest heavily in plant guards. He tells us about the journey of this innovation. How was the situation before, the challenges faced by him, and the experiments that he took for the current adaptability of tree banks.
Intervention or innovation, what was the regular practice of raising these roadside or avenue plantations or any other green belts is, we used to plant small seedlings, a maximum of 3 to 4 feet height, and to establish it in a successful way, we used to keep some plant guard, which are very costly items. On an average, it used to be ranging from 1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees. So, without any alternative for protecting these seedlings, so it is must only. I can say it is must in order to establish. If we have some other alternative to avoid these things, then it will be unnecessary expenditure. And it is not only unnecessary expenditure, that is a huge expenditure. If you will calculate the entire cost of establishing of a tree, the actual cost which involves in planting is very low. Hardly it is 10% or 20% only. But rest 80% of the investment or cost we used to incur is on plant guard. If we are able to save that cost by some other alternative technology, the same money, the lot of public money we can save, and the same money we can spend on additional plantations, so that lot of plantations can be created with the same budget actually. I have studied the vertical root growth and horizontal root growth, and interestingly, for that stature tree, I found that mother root, that vertical root which will spread, it is only within a length of 45 centimeters. Then horizontal root spread is maximum within 30 to 40 centimeters. Then accordingly, taking those measurements, I devised a polybag, and the polybag size which I have devised is 70 centimeter to 77.5 centimeter with a 500 micron gauge. With that gauge, you can even have this polybag for 4 years under open sun and rainy condition. So that sort of polybag I have devised, and I have filled that polybag with this fertile top forest soil mixed with farmyard manure, some fertilizers and some oil cakes. Then within that potting mixture filled in this polybag, I have planted 1 year old, well established, healthy seedling from the regular nursery from 23 size polybag. The polybag dimensions, and I ordered at Kolkata with a special order. Then they have made it and they have supplied it. I think the polybag cost is around those days, I think around 40 to 45 rupees each polybag cost. Then we have started under this program. We have implemented with the MG funding. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program funding we have implemented. This was done all the way for last 4 years back when I was when I was territorial DFO in one of the district here in Tripura, that is Kovai district under Telimura Forest Division. There we started, and within 2 years we could able to achieve those stature trees of 20 centimeter color girth and 14 to 15 feet height, and those seedlings directly we have carried in a open top vehicles, and we have dug the pits with the dozers, these earth excavators with the dozers. Then we have planted it, and we have taken this work on a pilot basis in Agartala itself under the scheme of this Green Agartala mission.
Sustainability combined with the recreation of tree banks across various states in India is another major factor that should be considered. Mr. Rao briefs us on the highly sustainable and replicable nature of this technique.
The cost now 350 instead of 2000 rupees. That is almost all 15% of the actual cost which we are traditionally spending to establish a tree. So with that cost, agar 15% of the cost we are able to establish a tree, so rest of 85% we can spend on the same type of expenditure. We can spend the same amount on plantation activity only instead of spending on the plant girths. Then we can do lot of greenery with the same available budget. That's how it will be a very sustainable approach. It has a huge potential to replicate everywhere in all the states of in the country, but this methodology is not suitable for the plantations in the forestry plantations. It is, since the transportation cost is little challenging issue here, and wherever there is access for the motor vehicles, there only we can carry and we can plant. Otherwise, if one should carry it to the interior areas, it is not a cost effect. So this methodology will be suitable for roadside plantations, which every year National Highway Authority of India is doing lot of roadside plantations, and they are also given a task of establishing greenery along the national highways, but somehow they could not able to succeed. Though they are putting their maximum efforts to take it, but because of lack of this type of cost-effective methodologies, they could not able to. Already some of the national highway authorities, they have approached me, they have taken me this concept, and they are going to adopt it also.
As important it is to note the success of this technique, it is also pertinent to understand the response of the stakeholders regarding this innovation. Here is what Mr. Rao told us about this.
They have understand the philosophy of this technology, the advantages, merits and demerits of this technology, and they are coming forward. A lot of people, they are contacting me, they are taking the technology. Already I have prepared a note of about 24 pages in detail, along with the pictures which I have taken. Seeing is believing. So after seeing these things, they can easily be convinced. So I am forwarding all this technology to all the stakeholders. So many state forest departments also they are approaching. They are taking this write-ups, and horticulture departments also they are approaching. And so many NGOs. More than this, mostly the NGOs who are working in this field, they are approaching and they are well appreciating, and they are taking. And they are taking the guidance, and some of the NGOs, they have already started also. If the government will, since I am also government officer and I am from the Indian Forest Service, always government can give me this task. Since I have passion, I have developed, I have that sense of belongingness with us. So definitely it will be a privilege for me to go and visit, to involve in the planning, to involve in the execution, to involve in the monitoring and evaluation sort of things. Definitely I will be happy to cater this service to my country.
Indeed, tree bank is an innovative, economical and much needed technique that the country needs today. And we hope that it would soon be adopted in various regions across the nation. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more such updates on remarkable breakthroughs from all across India.